I don't know how to keep saying thank you to South Africa at this point. Bear in mind that South Africa has the most black millionaires in Africa. So
we are bigger than that. And President Ramaphosa has demonstrated to the world that he's a leader amongst leaders. He's gotten this G20 summit to be successful.
Did you see what South Africa just did to America at G20? Yo! They said you can come and collect the G20 declaration from the DIRCO head offices on Monday. Basically, the equivalent of telling America via SMS, your passport is ready for collection at Home Affairs. Yo!
So America was not there in the G20 nakhumbula ngisho. So Ronald Damula ukhiphe statement sokuthi if America they want to collect hand over ye G20 for next year ukuthi iyo base America they need to go to offices where they record Department of International Relations and Cooperation.
I don't know how to keep saying thank you to South Africa at this point, because aside the fact that we are appreciating them for hosting the G20 summit, but it seems like you guys are forgetting so soon the tussle it was for them to host it. Now, come to think of the fact that so many Western powers struggled. They did the most. They created controversy, propaganda around the nation of South Africa. Yes, because they didn't just want South Africa to host this G20 summit, but the South African leaders did not bow down to Western powers. They stood their grounds, they tussled, they fought so hard, and here we are. South Africa is doing their thing. As always, it's not even like it's strange. As always, South Africans are fighters. But there is one thing I really wish we should appreciate South Africans more for. What is that? The fact that they host the G20 summit. And for the record, South Africa is the only African country in the G20. Bear in mind, bear that in mind. So, aside this fact that they're the only country in the G20 summit, they still go as far as inviting other African leaders. Like, they care about the African brothers and sisters. They'll be like, we are here. We as well want you people to take active part, because we need as well your knowledge, your expertise, your contributions to make a better Africa. We have been crying for a better Africa, and the Africans are literally giving us a platform, because we have seen the Nigerian president being active at the G20 summit. We saw the Namibian president being active. We have seen as well the Angolan president, the prime minister of Egypt, and a couple of other, leaders on this continent being present in the summit. Thank you, Mzansi Africa, because you could still just decide and be like, no, we're going to be selfish with our connections, with our everything, with our resources. We just sit down on everything, and everything needs to benefit just South Africa. But you said, no, we have got African brothers and sisters, and we want them as well to have a platform to express themselves. Thank you so much. Guys, before you want to start saying, oh, South Africa is hosting the G20 summit because white privilege, or there are a few hands of white people who are doing the most, bear in mind that South Africa has the most black millionaires in Africa. So go do your research. Story for another day. Come to think of the fact that South Africa hosted the World Cup in 2010. As far as 2010, when African countries were still, I don't just know. They hosted the BRICS in 2018. In 2018, when African countries are still just like, I don't know, 2025, they are hosting the G20 summit. See, we need to learn how to appreciate people who put in the work, the effort. Above everything that is being said and done about the South African government or the people, they are literally carrying Africa on their backs. They are paving a way for Africa. And thank you, Mzansi Africa. No DNA for sure, just RSA for sure. Mzansi for sure.
We are bigger than that. We are bigger than that. And President Ramaphosa has demonstrated to the world that he's a leader amongst leaders. He's gotten this G20 summit to be successful. Brazil had to concede that they innovated the social summit, but we did one better to them. And there's consensus in all the things that are being tabled. We've pushed the African agenda to the top. If it was not because of the sterling leadership of President Ramaphosa, we will not be here. And the other commentary, why should we elevate nothing?
Did you see what South Africa just did to America at G20? Yo! They said you can come and collect the G20 declaration from the DIRCO head offices on Monday. Basically, the equivalent of telling America via SMS, your passport is ready for collection at Home Affairs. Yo! If you don't get it, let me quickly explain what you need to know. So the G20 is one of the biggest and most important summits in the whole world, where the largest economies and most powerful countries and blocs in the world meet to talk about economic matters and international trade. And America really wanted to destroy South Africa's G20 because allegedly terrible things are happening in South Africa. They tried to get allies and partners not to attend, like Argentina. And then they got incredibly salty, America, earlier this week when they suddenly realized that all the major countries of the world were going to attend, whether America liked it or not. All these major countries rejected America's attempt to sabotage us in favor of South Africa. And then America were like, how can we undermine this G20 even more? And they said that without America being there could be no G20 declaration, right? Now, at a G20, at the end of it, after big high-level discussions amongst all the attending countries, a set of principles and values and proposals and plans are agreed upon, and that's the declaration for the G20 for that G20 year, and it's handed on to the next hosts of the G20, which happened to be next year in Florida, happened to be America next year. And America decided that they would try to stop any declaration coming out of South Africa's G20. Unfortunately for them, South Africa did a phenomenal job, and almost unanimously a G20 declaration was agreed upon and produced by the end of this G20. And so America decided one last-ditch attempt. They were going to try to humiliate South Africa by sending a junior American diplomat to go and receive the declaration from our President Ramaphosa. Usually it's leader to leader, president to president. Trump wasn't going to be there. And so America were like, let's humiliate South Africa and their president by getting them to hand over this declaration from their highest political office to a junior diplomat. And then South Africa said, no, that's not protocol. Either you follow G20 protocol or you can come and get it after. From Monday, you can rock up to DIRCO office and any old American can go and collect the G20 declaration from any old mid-ranking South African in the diplomatic corps. The SMS has arrived, America. Your ID is ready for collection at Home Affairs. You're not special. Ha!
So the handover must happen at the head of state level, or at least a minister who is properly designated by the President of the United States of America. So now that they have assigned a chargé, we have said DIRCO has equivalent officials of the chargé. Hence, we welcome that they will now receive, we will do the handover. We will do it at DIRCO offices anytime from Monday. And arrangements will be made on the appropriate date where they can come and we do the handover of everything. There's a number of things that needs to be handed over with regards to the G20.
Ensuring that every person has the opportunity to contribute rather than sharing the nation's progress. In Nigeria, we're investing in skills for the future, empowering our youth through digital literacy, vocational training, and entrepreneurship. For a just and fair future for all, the G20 must deepen collaboration.
One thing that I like about South Africa is very spicy. President Ramaphosa today officially closed G20, and then South Africa have to hand over G20 to America. So America was not there in the G20. So Ronald Damula who keep a statement so good. If America they want to collect hand over G20 for next year, your base America, they need to go to offices where they record Department of International Relations and Cooperation. Ukuthi ba collector khona. Ngathi ngiyabona nabafika lapha bafike babatshele ukuthi the system is offline. So technically South Africa la ithi you can collect your handover a post office. Can you imagine, guys? South Africa kumnandi chef.
Schedule of this G20 summit formally closes this summit and now moves on to the next president of the G20, which is the United States, where we shall see each other again next year. The summit is therefore closed.
Very, very briefly ask you about the final paragraph of the declaration. It contains wording that seems carefully written about the G20 leaders commit to working together under the United States presidency in 2026 and meeting again in the United Kingdom in 2027. Are you going to be in Florida in 2026?
Yes, definitely. South Africa will participate.
There's no suggestion in there that the next meeting is going to be in 2027.
We are a member state of the G20. We are not an invited guest country. We are a member state of the G20. So we have a right to participate, and we will be participating.
Are we not going to address the disrespect that the Trump administration has been giving to Ramaphosa and his staff? The disrespect that Trump and his administration has been handing out to the South African government. What do you mean he wasn't at the G20 summit? What do you mean they wanted to send a representative? What do you mean they sat up there and lied and said they got locked out of the G20? What do you mean they're not going to be a part of the passing of the torch? I only feel like he is not competent enough to hold the G20. This is a slap in the face to Africa. This is a slap in the face to South Africa. And it's definitely a slap in the face to Black America. But shout out to South Africa for telling them niggas to put sack. Shout out to South Africa. Stand your motherfucking ground, nigga. You know, nigga, hit them up style like Tupac, nigga. You feel me? Fuck them.
So, the Americans. They're giving the G20 meeting in South Africa a nickname, the G100. And the reason? Too many African leaders are invited. And these African leaders are invited as fellow leaders, as equals. But to the Americans, that's a no-no. Hence, they're picking up their ball like a spoiled child and walking away. They're not playing. That reminds me of a conversation that one of my colleagues had many years ago with an old lady who just returned from South Africa. She was asked, "How was your trip to South Africa?" And in reply, she said, "I don't really like it. I don't now. Not for me." And the reason she gave? Too many blacks.
Congratulations, Your Excellency.
Thank you so much.
Always an honor, a pleasure to have the chance to meet with you. All the best.
Always.
All
Give
the
my
best.
greetings to my brother.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. You did an excellent job. Absolutely marvelous. So thank you so much, and see you anywhere in the world next time. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Yeah.
My daughter lives there.
So whenever you're there, you're more than welcome.
Come to see her. I'll see you.
Yeah. Give a call. Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Good stuff. We did it. Thank you.
Congratulations.
We did the try.
Yes. I think you have a meeting with somebody next.
I have a meeting with a few people.
Yes.
Thank you.
I am very proud.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It was not easy.
But great job. Well done.
Of course, yeah. Please, yes. I'm sorry she couldn't come. But give her my greetings. Congratulations. Tell her very well.
Your Excellency, thank you so much for having the privilege of a lifetime to support the G20 presidency of South Africa, and you've made us all proud.
Thank you so much.
So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Your Excellency, the Vice President.
Thank you for your hospitality. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Are you leaving now?
Yes, we are leaving.
Okay, I just wanted to have a quick word with you. Once we're in the leaders now.
Thank you for your leadership.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And we'll see you in Luanda. You're coming, right?
I'm coming to Luanda.
Okay.
Warm greetings to President Putin.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, give him my greetings.
Okay.
Yes, I had hoped that the minister will be here, but I'm sure he's busy.
Now we come from the front.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mr. President.
Ah, my sister.
Handshake is not enough.
Handshake is not enough.
I feel so happy.
You want a hug?
Yeah, I want to hug because it went well.
It went very well.
In spite of when I said I was proud, I meant it.
Yes, thank you.
You know, we've all been, so but it's so well handled. Thank God it's over. I hope you take a week off.
I will take it.
Please
do. No, they'll never allow me. They'll never allow me to take your place. Thank you so much.
I also want. Hi, how are you?
Thank you.
I also wanted to see you.
No, thank you so much. Very level.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My sister from the ICU.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so
Take
much.
care.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you. Your president.
Oh, yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now you can rest a bit.
will-
I know how it works.
Yes, I will go and rest a bit.
Yes, but
Thank you so much.
I've been the president
Thank
of
you.
the G7 last year, so I know what it means.
You know what it means. Thank you for coming. We really appreciate the fact that you
I have to. The first one in Africa. You know how much I can take care of.
Of course, thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Oh, yes. The new African director. The new African director of the
I started only 5 days ago.
Yes, 5 days ago you started.
Thank you, Mr. President, for your support from the hospitality.
Yes.
Looking forward to work under your leadership.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll see you in a little bit.
Yeah, I'll see you now. Yeah. Nice to have met you as well.